Guess what, guys, it's finally time. We're going to be reviewing Furiosa by Apollon Nutrition. It says here, the performance maximising pre-workout. So just how much will it maximise our performance as we cover the usuals, the taste, price, label effects, and working out if it's worth picking up for you. And if you are new to the channel, please do hit the like button, tick the sub button, tick the bell icon. So we try and put out a few reviews a week, and you might find them entertaining and or useful, fingers crossed. But today, let's get furious. Taste and mixability, you might have guessed, it's going to be an easy one if you eagle-eye viewers noticed that it's a pill supplement. So it says here, you simply take 4 capsules. So 4 of these bad boys, which you can probably do in 1 or 2 wallops, and then you're good to get cracking. And that's all there is to say on this segment. Nice and simple. Obviously that avoids the mixability issues. It also is a thumbs up from a convenience standpoint. You know, you're always going to get an audience of people that this is going to be very much applicable to. But anyway, that's that on that. Let's move into price. So let's talk price, and a lot of you probably know that Apollon are very much famed for their premium products. You know, they don't cut corners, they don't underdose, they don't use cheap ingredients, and therefore that is reflected in the price. So if you want to pick this up, you'll simply head over to their website, apollonnutrition.com, where you can use code RB15. You can pick up this 20 serving container for $46.70 or $2.34 per the serving. And when you convert that over into pounds, it comes to £1.86 per the serving. Now we have a consistent price scale that measures how expensive pre-workouts are, where a 5 out of 10 is considered to be an bang average price point. This comes in at a 4 out of 10, so it's only slightly more pricey than an averagely priced pre-workout on the market as of today. And based on the label and the effects that I'm very much aware of, that seems to be very enticing. So let's get into it. Right, let's get into this label then, guys. And as we know, Apollon are famed for pulling no punches when it concerns their ingredient selection and dosages. So let's go straight in then at the deep end. So we've got green tea, a Cellflow 6, 600 milligrams, a really nice dose there. Primarily used to bump up nitric oxide levels in the bloodstream, increasing blood flow, increasing pumps, and therefore endurance in the gym. Love to see it. It's more of a new age ingredient. It's perfect for this type of scenario where you want to get more bang for your buck in terms of being able to get away with using a smaller amount of ingredient for the same effect as what you would get from, say, 6, 7, 8 grams of L-citrulline, for argument's sake. So its bang for buck ratio is fantastic. Then we move down to theobromine at 600 milligrams, a mega dose. You normally only see 200 milligrams in a pre-workout if you're lucky. And again, it just goes right in line with what Apollon usually do. They dose things to the high heavens. You know, a lot of the time you can get away with taking half of the recommended dose and still hit clinical. But nonetheless, theobromine is a very mild stimulant. It's that ingredient in chocolate that dogs can't digest because they're allergic to it. Little fun fact we always chuck out there. But it's, as I say, it's going to help a little bit of energy, blood flow and mood. Then we move down to ceticholine sodium at 500 milligrams. Really nice. That's a choline donor, so it's obviously going to increase acetylcholine levels in the brain, which is therefore going to help with your focus and concentration and your athletic performance in the gym. Then we've got peak ATP, which is 450 milligrams. Now ATP is the energy within muscle cells, so this is essentially giving you energy for your muscles, like petrol for a car, premium. So it's obviously going to help with your muscle power, performance, endurance, all of that good stuff in the gym. Then we've got caffeine anhydrous at 400 milligrams, a really nice dose there, about 4 cups of really strong coffee, a couple of energy drinks worth, maybe 50 to 100 milligrams higher than what you see dosed in your average pre-workout on the market. So it's the main stimulant that's going to wake you up and get you moving. Then we move down to theocrine as T-crine, 250 milligrams. It's sort of a cousin to caffeine, much more mild than caffeine in terms of it doesn't raise blood pressure and heart rate, but it does have similar benefits in that it helps with your energy levels, your focus and your drive. So love to see that, and it pairs fantastically with caffeine. Similar can be said for theobromine with regards to the synergy. Then we've got CognatiQ, or cognitive, however you want to say it, trademarked ingredient of coffee Arabica fruit, 100 milligrams. We're talking focus, we're talking concentration, we're talking dialed in reaction time increases, all that good stuff with regards to the brain. Then we move down to huperzine A at 200 micrograms, which is the learning chemical, so it's going to help with your memory, focus, concentration, your recall, and obviously it's going to play into your ability to stay on the ball and stay focused whilst you're training. So that is the whole label. I tried to go through it as quickly and efficiently as possible for you guys, but yeah, super stacked out, ticking all the boxes you would typically look for in a pre-workout. So super excited to see how this comes together in the gym. We'll be back in the real world effects. Okay, let's get down to brass tacks. What did I think of Furiosa in the several times I have used it? Let's start off at the very beginning of the journey with regards to the effects, and I would say it takes about 30 minutes to start feeling it kicking in, and then about 40 minutes to be like, oh okay, right, now we're getting somewhere, and about an hour to feel the full effect. But that comes with the territory of any pill-related supplement. It just takes a little bit longer to digest compared to if it was in a powder form. So yeah, let's start off at the very beginning. From an energy standpoint, it actually, don't get me wrong, you feel the 400 milligrams of caffeine come in after about the 40-minute mark, and you really do feel ramped up, alert, awake, ready to get moving. As I say, about an hour passes and you're starting to fire on all cylinders. You know, all of the nootropics and stimulants are all really settling into the body and the mind. You just feel absolute clarity. Like even on my drive down to the gym, I felt like everything was appearing more crisp and vibrant. I felt like my music sounded more potent. Like I just felt dialed up, really getting you that sense of clarity. Whilst we're on the energy standpoint, I'll get that out of the way first and foremost. So it feels very clean, very consistent. Although it comes in quite abruptly, I would say it feels smooth there on out. The energy for me in its totality lasted a good, well, I took this like 4 hours ago and I still feel very much energized. And every other time I've taken it, I would say honestly, it lasted about 5-6 hours, and then there was no crash at the end of it. I come back down to reality as I did prior to taking it. And I feel like that's because there's no nasty stimulants in this that are going to necessarily cause a crash, and it is also loaded with nootropics which keep the brain fired up for the remainder of your day. At least in my case it did. So the energy was clean, and so much so that I would make a strong argument that you could double this as a nootropic supplement, something that you could take for your studies or gaming or any other sort of activity where you want to be locked in outside of just the gym itself. So I would say it's a very versatile product where that's concerned as well. So let's move on to the focus, and for me this was my favourite element of the product. As I sort of touched on there, you feel very productive, very dialed in. It feels like your brain's been turned up a few notches. Everything seems crisper, a definite increase in sense of clarity and what you've got to get done. I didn't really get any mood increases from it, nor did I get any mood decreases from it. It kept me very level-headed, very tunneled in, and just very set on the task at hand, which obviously for today's session happened to be a shoulder day. So yeah, it was a case of getting the gym, music in, no one's getting in my way, nothing's disturbing me, I'm not distracted by anything, I'm locked in. The ingredient selection and the dosages really does come through. You can almost feel the premium quality of the product come through in reality. And that's going to sound kind of cliche or silly, but genuinely does feel that way. You know that what you're taking means business. So with that being said, there's no illicit feeling to it, you know, no highness, floaty, euphoric feeling. As I sort of said already, it's just a very much locked in, get shit done type headspace it puts you in. Now, pumps is the last thing I'll touch on, and obviously, going by the label itself, I would say that the pumps are primarily being carried by that Cellflow 6. Honestly feels comparable to a sufficient dose of L-citrulline. I would say, you know, around the 6 to 8 gram mark if I'm just spitballing, surmising from my own anecdotal experience, should we say. So with that being said, yes, it's not chucking infinite pump ingredients at you like some of their other products, but I would argue that the pumps, where this is concerned, takes more of a backseat. This product's going more down the energy and focus route, and then giving you some pumps on the side as a little extra cherry on the top. So yeah, it is being carried primarily by that Selflow 6, and that is enough. That's enough to get a pump on. You know, it's certainly not restricting you where pumps are concerned. So for me, I would say the biggest standout point about this product, without a doubt, is that focus. And I would say just behind that, if not in line with that, was the energy, and then the pumps were just behind that, but still well above average, even just with that Selflow 6, because we've said it many a time. Yeah, it's good. It's great to have good pump ingredients, but ultimately the pump's going to come down to how locked into your session you are, how focused you are, how much mind to muscle connection you're getting, and how much you're drilling into those muscle cells. And that is ultimately what this pre-workout will have you doing. So you get pumped from that standpoint, not just the pump ingredients themselves. It's one of those scenarios. So overall, I've got nothing bad to say about it. I had no negative experience with it whatsoever. It feels very clean and productive. It came together just as I was anticipating it would. So who would I recommend this product for ultimately? I would say it's for people that want a versatile and convenient product. I would say it's perfect for intermediate users, even maybe stim junkies that want something a little bit more productive and usable. Beginners, it's probably too strong on the full dose, but then again, you do have the option to do 1 or 2 capsules or 3, or you know, anything less than the 4 recommended dosage. So I would actually say beginners would be fine on that basis, that you can obviously just play around with the dosages very easily without any confusion. So it's more of a question, who is it not applicable for? It really is ticking a lot of boxes and has a wide audience of who could find it useful, in my personal experience. There's not any reason why I would say don't buy it. In terms of the price point, I'd say you're actually getting a little bit of a bargain. Like, I was genuinely expecting this to come out like a 3.5 out of 10 on the price scale, but to hit a 4 out of 10 with an ingredients panel like this, and with all the benefits that I've spoke about in the effects section, what it can be used for, what it can do for you, how it feels, I really do think that price point is easily justifiable. It literally satisfied my expectations of what I expect from Apollon's products. I'm very happy with it. It felt fantastic for me, and I hope that you guys have the same experience if you do happen to pick it up. And if you have used it, let me know down below how you got on with it. If you want to use it, you know, anything else you want to see us review on the channel, let us know. And as always, stay stimmed.